Hello, LinkedIn community. I am here today with Greg Snyder. Greg has been working with Chalmers Street for about 2 years now. And so I wanted to introduce him to our community. Greg brings to us 25 plus years of experience in automotive, aerospace, warehousing, you name it. When I run into a client and I go, I'm not sure if we've done this before, I usually give Greg a call because he'll say, yes, I've been there. I've done that, Matt. He brings to Chalmers Street a whole bunch of really great lean experience. He's a true practitioner of lean. So it's not just telling us about how to apply it, but he talks about how he did apply it. And so that's been a huge value to our organization. So without further ado here, I want to introduce Greg and then just ask Greg a few questions, and he's going to answer them to all of us on this video. So Greg, why are you the doctor of manufacturing?
I guess throughout my career, I've always been in roles where businesses have had significant issues, and I go fix those issues like a physician would fix a person that is ill. I guess so. I guess you could call me the doctor of manufacturing that way.
So you're investigating and you're diagnosing and providing some kind
Provide
of
corrective action and a path to clean living, I guess, if you want to call it that within a business.
Interesting. And what kind of illnesses do you see out there when you're doing your work?
It's a very broad spectrum, anywhere from HR type issues, because that's one of the key things in getting businesses to be successful is that the culture and human side of the business is very critical, very, very important. As well as just fixing the financial, getting people to understand it. It's very important throughout this process is to take businesses and people within the businesses on a journey. It's not a matter of me walking in and saying, well, this is what's wrong. You need to do this and this and this. It's an educational process for everyone involved, including myself, because I learn every day when I'm working.
I think that's why I like working with you and pulling you into our projects, because that's our philosophy here at Chalmers Street is we're not just walking into a client's operation and telling them what's wrong, but we really want to educate them. It's a learning process. We don't want to leave with their institutional knowledge. We want them to develop new institutional knowledge and just be smarter, better problem solvers and better competitors in their industry. I'm interested to know, why do you want to help individuals improve professionally? What motivates you that way?
It gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to help people grow within their profession. I've been afforded some very excellent mentors in my past. So I guess I've learned, or it's a takeaway that I've have that it's very important to mentor people and help them grow. I'm working with a couple of young men now from Northern Illinois University, and that's one of the greatest pleasures I get out of that, besides helping the people in the business grow.
Absolutely. We all have to learn how to solve problems first in our professional career, and then we can be much more effective in whatever it is that we
Right.
do. But that approach, and I do think you learn through experience that way. Certainly college preps us with a whole bunch of skills, but until you get into that application and have someone with experience kind of teach you those things, it's not real. How do you guide people on the journey to continue to improve?
That's a great question. That's I guess the kind of the key to the whole process is you have to help people develop a method on how to think about their problems. Too many people try to dive in too deep into a problem, and they get so involved in all the little items in the problem, and they lose sight of the big picture. So you got to kind of teach them to step back, and kind of like when you start to solve a problem, it's like peeling an onion, one layer at a time. Um, I think I hope that answers your question. But it's a progressive process,
Well,
and
I
too many.
kind of go ahead.
No, that's all right.
So I end up sometimes confusing people a little bit because I'll say, give me a specific. I need to understand specifically what went wrong, because people will generalize too much.
Mm-hmm.
But then after they give me a specific, I'll say, okay, now generalize that. What does that mean, across the operation? And so I think your point there is we get our heads too far down into the weeds, that we don't think broadly enough
Mm-hmm.
about how that situation might apply in other places, like policies and practices.
Right. And across years of experience, one of the key things you have to learn is to take the experience from today and adapt it to the problem tomorrow. Too many people, you know, they put it in silos. Oh, this is a warehouse, so these problems are specific to warehouses. Yeah, sometimes they are, but I guess with my philosophy in continuous improvement, I look at a business as a box, and the box has inputs, material, money, whatever it may be going into that business. So it could be insurance, it could be a bank, it could be a company manufacturing car parts. And inside that box, you've got people, you got processes and technology. And then on the other side, you got the outputs. And so I always when I work in a business, I break it down that way. So it becomes not overly important to me to really get siloed in the fact, oh, it's a bank, or it's a healthcare, or it's a manufacturing place. Wow, that's a problem for me. It isn't, because everything works the same way. Some of the details inside are a bit different, and we have to understand that. But that's I guess that's kind of my overlaying philosophy in looking at it. And then you start peeling the onion back. You start looking at the problems, um, helping people identify their problems. That can be a real challenge sometimes. They see, or they think they see a particular problem. That's not always the problem. So that's one of the tricks to the trade, I guess, if there is one.
Well, that's the piece, like I was saying, where it takes some experience in knowing how to do that. People don't always love someone coming in from the outside and saying, "Why are you doing it that way?" That's not always an
Oh, I
appreciation.
know. I know. Oh yeah. It's sort of like saying, yeah, it's a challenge, but it's part of the journey,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to be um soft with your approach on how to talk to people about their, and I like to say, their issues or their opportunities. They're not problems. If you kind
I
of
like
soft play it a bit, it's a lot more palatable to people than if you say, well, your business is screwed up, and you know people don't like that. I wouldn't like it.
no,
So,
you go easy on the people, hard on the process is the
right.
phrase that I've heard. Um, Greg, so this is excellent. I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me here. What else? Is there anything else you'd like people to know about you before we close out?
No, I think that's probably it. I really enjoy what I do. I think working with Chalmers Street it is a great opportunity, and all the team are great folks. And then everybody cooperates and works together and shares. A lot of businesses aren't blessed that way.
Thanks, Greg. Really appreciate it. We love working with you as well, and look forward to doing more projects with you in the future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.